The need for digital equity, the digital divide, including the techno-gender divide. There is no clear definition for a digital classroom, but is generally considered as a classroom that integrates various ICTs in the delivery of content. As the infographic illustrates, some elements of a digital classroom include mobile devices, gamification, Web 2.0 tools, and other various digital tools. In a digital classroom, students gain essential technological skills that are required in a 21st century society. As you can imagine, creating a digital classroom requires significant financial resources. Accordingly, students in affluent school districts will have better access to digital tools, which will enhance their learning success, while students in poor school districts will not have the same learning privilege. According to Molinari, the digital divide is the gap between individuals and communities that have access to information technologies and those that don't. Molinari attributes the gap to affordability issues, technology illiteracy, and the inability to realize the value of technology. Imagine the difference between a classroom that is full of seamlessly integrated technology, laptops, desktops, tablets, and a classroom that only has a few obsolete PCs on a shelf lining the back wall. In the affluent classroom, perhaps students on a regular basis benefit from digital simulation and game-based learning. They have access not only to cutting-edge educational content, but also to the psychological, social, and emotional benefits of digital tools. In the United States, the digital divide is highly correlated with race, ethnicity, and socioeconomic status. The main reasons for the divide are computer illiteracy, lack of access to technology, specifically ICTs and broadband internet access, cost, quality of ICTs, archaic versus innovative. The digital divide persists at the following levels: individual, national, and global. At the individual level, the divide is usually the difference between computer literacy and computer illiteracy, and those who have access to technology and those who don't. Cost is a factor at the individual, national, and global levels. Computers can be acquired more cheaply, but they are not free. You still need to have money to access them. Differences in the computing capabilities of obsolete technical tools also contribute to the digital divide. When schools are provided with free ICTs to bridge the digital divide, they're usually of lower technology. IT careers demand technical expertise and a strong educational background in technology. Inadequate access to technology by those disenfranchised by the digital divide will prevent them from being a part of the IT labor force. The chart illustrated is based on a 2015 diversity report, which was published in the Wall Street Journal. Goss and Gupta found that while IT and the internet offer the promise of reducing labor market barriers and outcomes, women and minorities, including African Americans, Hispanics, and Native Americans, are currently underrepresented in IT. Deloitte's 2016 diversity data from major technology companies sheds light on the lack of gender diversity in technology positions. As you can see, it was predicted that less than 25% of IT jobs in developed countries would be held by women. In their gender study of women in technology, Hafkin and Taggart found that in the US, women with undergraduate degrees in computer science and engineering are underrepresented in IT careers compared to their representation in the population. They attribute the underrepresentation to a lack of role models and networking opportunities, an education gap coupled with the digital gap, a lack of access to a technology-related career, a lack of commitment from industry and academia, and the perception of IT as a white male career. There are huge potential benefits to closing the digital divide. Closing the digital divide will promote lifelong learning. Also, learning initiatives based on technology, especially STEM, are not possible without digital equity. The second is social. Access to information technology inspires community building and participation, and connects people to social services such as medical assistance. Third, economic. There is a correlation between digital access and economic status. People who can efficiently use technology to analyze and understand complex issues are an asset in the job market. Schools and public libraries are playing a major part in bridging digital divides and should be prioritized for funding. In my 7.1 activity, I suggested ways to get the financial resources needed to fund digital equity. These funds should be directed to schools, and public libraries, since they play a major role in closing the divide. I suggested two major ways to fund digital equity. The first is to have ICT manufacturers, such as makers of laptops and mobile devices, to provide a specific percentage of non-archaic ICTs to public schools at below market costs. Anticipated corporate tax rate cuts will offset the exchange. I also suggested that technology and telecommunication companies with large market caps in the billions, such as Amazon, Verizon, and Google, to pay a technology tax, maybe 1 or 2% of their revenue, and that will fund the creation of innovative digital classrooms in the public school system. Once again, anticipated corporate tax rate cuts will offset the exchange.